Hey guys, do you want to learn how to dance salsa? In today's video, we're going to talk about a few tips to help your salsa dancing improve really quickly. My name is Herman from salsaninja.com, and I want to help you out. I've been teaching for over 7 years. I've helped lots of beginners, and I have a couple of tips that might help you out. Okay, so let's jump right into it. The first part is I want to tell you guys a little story about me. Maybe you'll be able to relate to the story of how I started to learn how to dance. Before I started, I used to be complete beginner, 2 left feet, terrified of the dance floor, scared. I just couldn't even imagine. I used to, even just thinking of going out and dancing would give me the butterflies in my stomach. And so, I remember being scared. My grandma tried teaching me when I was very little how to dance. She's like, hey, if you wanna be more outgoing, more sociable, more confident, you need to learn how to dance. And I just remember like her putting some music on, going over some steps with me, and I just couldn't get it. I felt like I had 2 left feet. I felt frustrated, and I thought dancing was silly, and I didn't end up doing it. But anyway, fast forward many years later, one day I started taking lessons, and I found a really good instructor who was able to break things down, make things simple and easy for me to understand. And I realized that it wasn't me. I didn't have 2 left feet. It's just there is a difference between somebody being a good dancer and somebody being a good teacher. My grandma was an amazing dancer, but she was not such a good teacher. She didn't know how to break things down and make things simple and easy for me to understand. Anyway, so I found this instructor who was really good. I started going to classes and I started learning. I wanted to learn how to dance because I wanted to dance with girls, and the second is because I wanted to gain a little bit more confidence. I felt like if I conquered the fear of dancing, it'll really help me out in my life, boost my confidence up. And so I thought, I think dancing would be an awesome thing for me. At the time I was really shy. I thought it would break me out of my shell. So I started taking salsa lessons, and I took classes for about a month, going probably 2-3 times a week. And then I remember my first party. It was about 3 weeks up to a month of me taking lessons. And the instructor tells us like, hey, do you want to learn? Do you want to take the skills that you've been learning here in class and go out and practice them at a party? And immediately flashbacks came back of me growing up and being completely embarrassed of the dance floor. But this time I decided, why not? Let's give it a try. I've been learning the salsa moves. This is it. This is the time to conquer my fears. Let's go for it. So reluctantly, I went to that party. I was scared. I was terrified. I remember my hands shaking really bad, just being completely nervous going to the salsa party. And then when I got there, it was insane. I remember watching everybody. Here's a huge dance floor. Everybody was really good. And I just came in. I've been dancing for a month. I knew about 6 moves that we had practiced over in the classes. And I remember watching everybody and feeling completely intimidated. I'm just like, oh my God, everybody here is so good. Everybody here looks like a pro, and I'm like this complete newbie. I just knew 6 moves. And so I sat down and started taking it all in, and I watched all the really good dancers dance with everybody. But I started to notice that everybody was switching partners. Everybody was like, so this person would dance with this person, and then after the song was over, they went to dance with somebody else, and I thought oh wow, that's interesting. Everybody here is real friendly, and everybody is just here to practice. So after watching that, I thought to myself okay, I just gotta give it a shot. I try to muster up the courage to ask somebody to dance, and I luckily caught this girl who was 2 levels above me in the school that I was taking classes in, And I know she had seen me in the beginner classes, so I went up to her and I said, hey, you remember me from class? I'm a beginner. I want to practice. Do you want to dance with me? And she was super nice. We went out on the dance floor. We started dancing. And I remember just having a difficult time, like remembering the moves. And I also, I only knew 6 moves, which I had by 20 seconds into the song, that was it. My 6 moves were gone. I didn't know any more moves. Everybody else around me seemed like they were enjoying themselves, and I was nervous. I started to panic. I'm like, okay, what do I do now? I don't have any more moves. And she just looked at me really calmly and she said, hey, if that's all you know, just keep on practicing. She was super nice. So I just ended up practicing my 6 moves with her. And, by the end of the song, I could tell that she was a little bit bored, but she was super nice and she was really friendly. Told me hey, just do that. Ask people to dance with you and just practice your 6 moves. Just tell them you're a beginner. And that gave me enough confidence. So that night I ended up dancing with 6 different people, just practicing my 6 moves over and over and over again. And that was such I felt like a champion right afterwards. I'm like, yes, I could actually do this. I could actually get good and be able to dance with anyone if I put the time. So that was super exciting. I remember going back to class and now I had a little bit of experience and being so excited and learning more moves. But something inside of me, I was people over there at this party, they were super good. They were really, really awesome. And I just want to progress faster. And just going to classes 3 times a week, although that was a lot, but I would take a class, and then let's say I take a class on a Monday, the next class was on a Wednesday. That time in there, I would forget a lot of the moves that we had covered in class. And I really wanted to progress quickly. I couldn't wait to get back out there on the dance floor, going to another party, but this time knowing my moves. So I remember going to the dance studio, and they had these DVDs that they were selling, kind of like this, what we do now here at the studio. Between you and I, there's nothing in here. These are not actual DVDs anymore. That's a program that we put together, my girlfriend and I, to help out beginners just like yourself improve really quickly. But I'll tell you guys more about that later. Anyway, so I bought these DVDs, and okay, I would go home after class, or even just completely on all of my free time. I was watching these DVDs. I probably watched them 80 or 100 times, and I didn't have a dance partner to practice with, which was the problem. I didn't know how I was gonna apply these moves, how I was gonna practice it. But I was still just watching the videos, and sometimes I would sit there by myself, dancing with my imaginary partner here. And I remember doing that and just studying the videos over and over and over again. And what happened to me is that I started progressing super fast, really, really quickly. People in the class started to notice. They're like, man, what are you doing? And just I was just studying these videos, this training program that the studio had put together with all the moves they were teaching. And the reason why I think I was improving so quickly is because when you go to class, you notice that the instructor goes over a move, but then he starts going through a lot of detail. He's like, oh, this is how you put your hand, this is how you put your elbow, this is how you stand, this is your posture and everything. And by the time you go home, you probably forget, you remember the move, but you don't remember all the details that the instructor had talked about. And if you want to improve really quickly, yes, getting the bigger picture is awesome, but you need to, in order to progress fast and in order to become a better dancer, you need to start paying attention to the details. So with the videos, it was awesome because you could rewind them and watch it over and over and over again and start to pay attention to those things, like how did he put the arm, or how's his posture, how is he standing, how big are his steps, and you could see it and you could really study it. And that's what I started to do. and really quickly I started to see results. Everybody started to notice it. It was amazing. I started to, like, within just like 3 months, I was in the advanced class, and there were still people who started with me who were just like passing the beginner class. So you can progress really quickly, and that's the tip that I have for you today. Find yourself a training program that be able to help you out so that you can study at home while you're not taking lessons, and that you could really focus in on so that the lessons that you're learning in class sink in, and you're starting to understand. I didn't even do it with a partner. I just played those videos on my computer, and that made such a difference for me. That's exactly, after I learned those DVDs, eventually I ended up going to YouTube videos and watching the best dancers in the world and studying them and what they did, started learning their techniques. And that's how I've learned for the past, YouTube school is how I've learned for the past 9 years. So it's really helpful if you put in the time and you take it with some discipline. I know it doesn't sound exciting, like you need to put in the time, and this is not like a magic pill that I'm giving you, but if you study, if you find yourself a good training program that is simple and that goes over with you while you're not taking the lessons, that's how you're really gonna improve really quickly. Okay guys, so that's the tip. Get yourself a training program that'll help you out while you're not taking classes so that you can improve really, really quickly. If you're a beginner and you're struggling with your salsa dancing, click on the link down below. It's the training program that we put together, my girlfriend and I here. It's called the Beginner Salsa Crash Course, and it'll help you out. It'll help you go over the 6 different moves, kind of like what I did at the beginning when I was first started to go to the parties. Is all I knew was 6 moves, and I just did them over and over again. But that was enough moves for me to get out on the dance floor and dance. Okay? If you're in the position where you're feeling stuck, or you're feeling overwhelmed, like you're learning a lot of moves in class but you don't know how to put them out on the dance floor, go check that out. Okay guys, see you soon. Thank you so much for listening. Leave this video a thumbs up if you liked it and share it with your friends. See you guys next time.